We're here to show our respect for all women who have a case, have it respected, for due process, to investigate. There's a lot of excitement around the idea that women will be heard and be listened to. It took great courage for her to come forward. There was never any record, and that nobody ever came forward. Instead of asking questions, the Republican leadership fears the truth. There is also due process, and the fact that Joe Biden is Joe Biden.
Oh, Nancy then and Nancy now. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi defending Joe Biden as he denies a sexual assault allegation, but it was a different tune for Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
And in a new Fox News op-ed, Senator Marsha Blackburn calls out the media for the same double standard. Senator Blackburn joins us now. I had the honor and privilege of serving with her when she was in the House of Representatives. But now she is sitting on the very powerful Senate Judiciary Committee, and you saw up close and personal what happened to Justice Kavanaugh.
Yes, indeed, I did. And what we are just fascinated with right now is the double standard. And Jason, I will tell you, so many women that have reached out to me this week are talking about fairness, and they see a lack of fairness in this issue around Tara Reade. And they feel as if the Me Too movement has actually served a purpose to make it easier for their daughters and granddaughters to say, something wrong was done to me, but then they see the Democrats using Me Too when it's convenient and dismissing it when it is not convenient. And I'll tell you, listening to Joe Biden's interview yesterday, I said we should call this the pretzel defense. He was on every side and contradicting himself and twisting himself in knots as he gave that interview yesterday.
Yeah, you can't say it enough. The left, without double standards, the left probably wouldn't have any standards. Now, it's not just the political left, though. Their buddies in the media taking a very different approach at this moment. Take a watch.
He was incredibly defiant. There's no gray area. This is black and white. This simply did not happen.
He's called for full transparency on the records. You know, that's what needed to happen. That's what didn't happen, let's be clear, in the Kavanaugh hearings.
The right is running a smear campaign against Joe Biden.
So it's just a smear campaign against Joe Biden, Senator.
You know, this is a very serious issue. Sexual assault, sexual harassment is a very serious issue and should be treated as such. It should not be something that is used as a political football or as a term of convenience to suit the purposes of the Democrats. They are determined to take down Donald Trump. They do not want anything to happen to Joe Biden. They're so determined to take down President Trump that they are actually going to dismiss someone who has corroborating evidence. She talked to people. Her mother called Larry King. And we will get to the bottom of this. I think that truth will come out. We know that Vice President Biden has had a history of touching people and kissing and making them uncomfortable. And even the New York Times had to go back in and alter an article that they had put up online dealing with some of his known behaviors. This is serious. Tara Reade deserves to be heard, just like other women deserve to be heard. This needs to be reviewed, and Joe Biden needs to come forward and just tell the truth.
Senator, let's talk about this for a second here, because as you know, dealing with the coronavirus has become a bit partisan. You could say that. The Senate is returning to work on Monday. What do you see happening this week?
What we're going to do is move forward on some of the work that needs to be done. We can walk and chew gum at the same time, if you will. And there are judicial appointments. There are nominations for the administration that need to be looked at. We're going to have an armed services hearing, and we're going to be working on online privacy. And Jillian, one of the things that has come forward through COVID-19 is the lack of online privacy and the lack of individuals, you and I individually, being able to control what I call our virtual you, deciding if we want to opt in to share information or not, requiring companies to inform us when they are data mining and reviewing information from us. And this healthcare privacy, which in the physical space is controlled by HIPAA, we're going to have to look at how this is affecting individuals online. And Chairman Wicker at Commerce Committee and a couple of others of us have legislation that is being introduced next week to deal with that. We're also going to be turning our attention to holding China accountable for what they have done, whether it is moving forward with having China waive the interest payments on their debt, something that I've supported, moving manufacturing back to U.S. soil. And Senator Menendez and I have the SAMC bill, which moves that pharmaceutical manufacturing back to the U.S. Senator Sullivan and others have other pieces of legislation that will move manufacturing back. Senator McSally and Rep. Gooden and I have the Stop COVID Act that will put into the hands of U.S. citizens the ability to sue the Chinese Communist Party for their role in this pandemic. And will give those individuals that have lost lives and livelihoods the ability to go into U.S. courts. So all of that is on the agenda for this week.
Senator, thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see you. And I applaud the Senate for being in session, because the House is not going to be in session. And that is just fundamentally wrong. Jillian?
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you very much.